What's up, you guys? We'll get started in a few minutes. What's up, Roxy? How you doing? I'm excited to have you here too. Good to see you too. Glad to see you're still getting a practice in. Let's wait a couple more minutes until it gets 2:30 and then we'll get started. In the meantime, you can grab a prop of some sort. What's up, Jessica? Good to see you on here. Yeah, we're gonna do forearm stand today. So yeah, I'm excited to have you too, Jessica. It's good to see you on here. But grab yourself a prop, a yoga block if you have it. If not, you can get a water bottle, a book, or just pretend that you have something in your hands. We're gonna work on your shoulders today. Stretch them out, strengthen them, and try to get into a forearm stand, or at least set up the foundation for a forearm stand. I know that can be a tricky pose that comes Some days it's there and some days it's not. So let's just see where we're at today. All right, just about another minute, you guys. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to your 2:30 flow class. My name is Sean, and I'll be taking y'all through almost an hour-long class. Before I say anything else, you guys all know, if you haven't heard already, to feel free to donate to the Teacher Relief Fund at blackswanyoga.com/live. If you're able to, that would be great. Thank you for helping us out, those of you that already have. All right, so for today's practice, it's gonna be shoulder stretching, shoulder strengthening, a lot of attention to the shoulders, and we're gonna stretch your hamstrings out a lot. Trying to get us into a forearm stand, or at least deepen our dolphin. So we'll just see how far that gets. And, you know, like I say with every class, you guys, it's not about getting into the posture so much as it is the journey along the way, and you dealing with whatever it takes to get into that posture and maintaining your calm. So don't focus too much on like an end goal of making a perfect forearm stand, but more about the journey of getting there and the awareness that you create along the way. Okay, so for today's practice, focus on the breath, do what feels good, and don't force yourself to do anything that your body's not ready for, okay? Trust your body when it says to slow down or hold back a little bit. All right. And again, if you are just getting on here, grab yourself a prop, preferably a yoga block if you have one. If not, a water bottle will do fine. A book will do fine. And if you don't have any of that stuff, then you can just pretend and mime that you have something in your hands, okay? So let's get started. Come on to a child's pose and just have your prop towards the top of your mat. And let's just use this child's pose to find a little bit of grounding. Get close to the ground and soften your hips down to your heels. Release the back of your neck and your jaw. Now slowly fill the lungs. Deep, steady breath. And take a long exhale. Let it all out. Slowly fill the lungs all the way up. And let everything out. And just continue this, you guys. Get a few nice, deep cleansing breaths. Come up with a rhythm for your breath. So that it's balanced. And the inhale to the exhale are even. Just a couple more breaths and then we'll start moving, but I want you guys to focus on this as the most important part, the attention to the breath. All right. With that idea in mind, let's rise up to a tabletop. And in your tabletop, your wrists under the shoulders, turn your biceps forward, grabbing hold of the ground. Now, inhale to cow pose, lift your chest, and exhale to cat, round your spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And just start to add this movement to your already full breath cycle. All right. Now come to a neutral spine. Walk your hands out in front of you and lower your chest for puppy pose. Keep your hips over your knees and push your chest back towards your thighs. All right. Use your hands to pull the top of your space down. Fill the lungs up. Empty the lungs. Fill them up. Empty out. Good. Now let's rise on up. And we're going to take one of my favorite postures, fire toes, all right? Or yogi toes. Yogi toe stretch. We're going to tuck your toes underneath, so the balls of your feet are underneath the heels. And then set your hips down onto your heels. All right, I'm going to set the timer. We'll be here for just a short period. So if this is too much, you can lean forward and take some weight off a little bit, but try to stay with the discomfort. Unless it's outright pain, give yourself that challenge, that adversity, and try to breathe with just as much focus. All the way inhale, all the way exhale. Really good stretch to liven up your feet. I always feel a little bit more awake. I feel like my feet are a little more available after I do this. Keep breathing. Feel free to take a break from this. What we're doing is stretching the plantar fascia, the connective tissue on the bottom of your feet. And it's part of the whole back line on your body. And this being tight can cause restrictions throughout the rest of your legs, possibly even your hips. We're almost done, you guys. About 20 more seconds. Deep breaths. 10 seconds, you guys. And then shift your weight into your hands and point your toes back as you beat your feet a little bit. Then rock back onto your feet, lean back. So you're kind of sitting on your feet. Rock forward, beat them up. And rock back. And feel your feet come back to life. Now, downward facing dog. Send the hips up and back and just pedal it out. All right, feel that stretch. Start in the bottoms of your feet. And now in your downward dog, feel it travel up the backs of your legs. Now push your chest back towards your thighs and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Now you feel the backs of your legs get stretched out. And try to reach your heels to the ground. Don't force it if they're not going too willingly. Now take a breath in. Breath out. Let's step up to the top of your mat into a forward fold. And you can bend your knees as much as you like. Feel free to grab the elbows or the back of your neck. And let's just start to rock forward and back. I'd like to get us to lift the balls of the feet as we rock back. So we're just on the heels. And try straightening your legs there. Again, it's okay to do this with bent legs. Now consider your neck and anything you can release from it. All right, pause and just let your feet rest on the ground. Then inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach your crown away from the hips. Exhale, fold, release. Inhale, now come all the way up. Reach the arms all the way overhead. Palms to prayer center on the exhale. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. Palms through prayer, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, step back to tabletop. And this is going to be our vinyasa today. Feel free to do traditional. I'm going to do this modified variation. Inhale to cat pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. So instead of going from chaturanga to upward dog, I'm going to do that cat-cow instead. All right? Breathe in, look between your hands. Exhale, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, arms high. Exhale, palms to prayer. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, fold forward with a flat spine and then round at the bottom. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, step back to tabletop. Inhale to cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, step up, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, palms to prayer. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog. Nice. Now pause in your downward dog, take a moment. Couple deep breaths. Good. Breathe in, lift your right leg, and exhale, step between the hands. And keep your hands down on the ground so you're in a low lunge. Lower your back knee and just shift your front foot forward a little more. So you're increasing the opening in your hips. Now, hug your leg into your rib cage. So your arm is pulling the leg, your rib cage is pushing back into the leg. Then keep that hug as you shift the hips forward and lift your chest up. All right, breathe all the way in and out. Deep breath. Beautiful. Half split. Straighten that right leg and reach your hips back towards the back of the room and reach your chest towards your toes. Try not to lower your chest towards the knee, but keep it lifted so we focus on the hamstring, the hip, the whole back side of your leg. Another breath. Just like that. Shift forward. Same posture we were just in. Hug your leg into your torso. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale, half split. Straighten the leg. Inhale, shift forward to that low lunge. Hug the leg. Exhale, half splits. One more time. Inhale, draws you forward, chest up. Exhale, straighten the leg. Good. Now come back into your tabletop. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe all the way in. All the way out. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step forward. Good, lower the back knee. Hug the leg in between your ribs and your arm. Send the hips forward. You can even step your front foot forward more. Lift your chest up. All right, and you can even make this more active by hugging your legs in together, trying to bring them closer together without them moving. Take a breath. One more. And half splits. Straighten that left leg. Feel the stretch along the back of your leg. And then focus on your breath, you guys. That breath is what's going to give you that feeling of satisfaction at the end of your practice. Not some magical posture that solves all your problems. It's the breath, you guys. That's what's bringing circulation and energy and life throughout your body. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And take a breath to movement. Inhale, shift forward, lift the chest. Exhale, half splits, send the hips back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Deep breath. Full exhale. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale to tabletop. Inhale, cat pose or cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. All right, now from your downward dog, shift forward into a forearm plank. All right, bringing the elbows underneath your shoulders, and notice if your hips are up in the air, try to bring them down. Notice if they're too low, bring them up so they're in line with your shoulders. Now, breathe in, breathe out. Try not to let your head fall. Now, nice and slowly, lower your hips down to the ground and lift your chest up. Pull the elbows backwards to draw the heart forward and lengthen your neck. It's your Sphinx pose with the elbows right underneath the shoulders. Take another inhale. Then on your exhale, tuck your toes, draw your navel in, and lift back up to your forearm plank. All right, hold here. Use your breath. And really feel what sensation you have in your shoulders right now. Just notice them. Don't try to really change anything, but notice what they're doing. Now lower your hips. Sphinx pose again. Pull your elbows back so the ribs reach forward. But can you keep the ribs tucked? Can you tuck the tailbone? Another breath. Good. One more time. Forearm plank. Lift your hips up. Tuck your tail. Pull your elbows back. And breathe, folks. Let's get 2 more deep breaths. One more. Beautiful. Lower your hips down to Sphinx. Lift your chest up. Pull your heart forward. One more. Full breath in. Exhale, child's pose. Send your hips down and back and relax. Now, can you soften your body? And take a couple cleansing breath cycles all the way in and out. All right, let's come up to a downward dog. Lift your hips up and back and push your chest back towards your thighs. So in your downward dog, think of the biceps wrapping forward. And step up to the top of your mat. Grab your block. Again, if you're just joining us, it'd be nice to have a block, a water bottle, a book, something around this size to hold in your hands. But if you don't have a thing right with you, don't worry too much about it. You can just pretend and mimic the sensation. So take your prop or your imaginary prop and let's bring it up overhead. So I have the block just in my hands at its widest setting. Now bring your feet to hips distance, maybe closer. Draw your navel in and tuck your rib cage down, and then squeeze the block. Now, this sensation, this cue is a little technical, so I'm gonna get closer to the camera. All right, so the sensation I want y'all to have with your shoulders is this outside area lifting up, but this inside top, this trapezius area going downward, okay? So the shoulder blade on the top inside is going down, the shoulder blade on the outside is going up. So we're getting this rotation in your shoulder blade, all right? That's the cue I want y'all to work on. I'll repeat that because I know it's a little more technical than some of y'all might be used to, okay? So squeeze your block together, upward reach through the outer armpit area, downward reach through the top shoulder area. Now start to lean back as you maintain that sensation. Maintain the tuck of the ribs, take a breath. Good. Now we're gonna find a halfway lift, okay? So keep the block or whatever prop overhead. Reach your hips back and your arms forward. Keep your arms in line with your ears as best you can. Then we're gonna bend your arms to bring the prop over your head. And then straighten your arms and bring the block down to your chest, all right? So hold this halfway lift position. Then reach your prop up overhead. And bend the arms nice and slow. Continue to squeeze your prop. Back and forth like that. Really reach the hips back so your whole backside is active. And then once more, just hold it right back here. Can you feel that shoulder orientation? Can you push the block in together? And then fold forward and release. All right, set your prop down. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back into a forearm plank. All right. Now, tiptoe towards your elbows for dolphin. And then tiptoe right back into forearm plank. Okay, back and forth. Let's do that a couple times. Now, as you're doing this, I want y'all to try to keep your shoulders over your elbows. Notice if the shoulders start to move forward, and let's avoid that. Let's create stability and a solid shoulder space. Tiptoe forward and back. Maybe you're getting a little closer each time, but not because your shoulders are shifting forward, because your hips are what we want to stack over the shoulders. So we don't want to make them a moving target. And once more. And the next time you're in forearm plank, lower to Sphinx. Pull the elbows back. Breathe in as you broaden the chest. Send the hips back to the heels for a child's pose. Yes, deep breath, you guys. Deep breath. All right, come on up to your downward dog. Pedal it out if you like. Really, if we're trying to open the hamstrings to allow the hips to stack over the shoulders, downward dog is a great place to do that. But the cue you want to work on is pushing your chest back to your thighs, untucking your tailbone, and reaching your heels to the ground. Okay, and feel that stretch along the back of your legs. You can even pedal it out. And that's gonna open up your hamstrings, all right? All right, breathe in, look between your hands. Exhale, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose. Sink your hips down and back and let the weight move towards your heels. Now lift your left heel or even the whole foot off the mat. Carefully step it back to a warrior one with airplane arms. All right, so the outside edge of your back foot is on the ground. Your back foot is at an angle and your hips are charging forward. Now open up the chest by reaching your arms out like wings. Send the heart forward so your spine is a straight line from your leg to your crown. All right, enough cues. Inhale, rise up to warrior one. Stay low in your lunge. Then exhale, airplane arms, forward hinge. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Exhale, airplane arms. One more inhale, reach up high. And on your exhale, hinge forward and take flight. Come up to a warrior three with airplane arms. And then feel this left heel lift up to stimulate the whole back line. And reach your arms overhead as if you had the prop in them right now. Take another breath. And standing splits on your exhale. Reach your forehead towards the knee without tensing up the neck. And then feel your right hip draw backwards as the left heel lifts up. Take a breath. Full exhale. And low lunge. Lower your foot to the back of your mat. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Send the hips forward. Exhale, half split. Send the hips back. Inhale, low lunge. Chest forward, hands on the ground. Exhale to tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Proud in your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Yep. Another chair pose. We got to do the other side, you guys. Hips down and back. Shoulders. Can you still think about that sensation? That upward rotation through the outer shoulder blade. Downward rotation for the top inside shoulder blade. Now, lift your right heel or foot and step back to warrior one with airplane arms. Can you feel the shoulder blades hug together now? So that's a different cue, all right? That will allow your chest to open up because we want both. We want the overhead and the airplane arm orientation. All right. Now breathe in to come up to warrior one, like you're holding a computer monitor overhead, something heavy, and then exhale, airplane arms. Breathe in to come up. Exhale. A deep breath. And take flight. On your exhale, find that warrior three airplane arms. Maintain that pinching together of the shoulder blades. Then sweep the arms overhead and do the opposite. Breathe in. And exhale, fold forward. Standing splits. Draw the left hip back. Reach the right heel high. And breathe out. Deep breath. And lower your knee to the back. Inhale, come up for your kneeling lunge, hips forward. Exhale, half splits, hips back. Inhale, low lunge, shift your body forward. Exhale to tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Breathe all the way in and out. Deeply in and out. All right, same sequence. We're just gonna flow through it, so we'll be moving a little bit faster. Let's go. Breathe in, step to the top, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose, lift your left foot up. Exhale, warrior one with airplane arms. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior three with airplane arms. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, lift your left heel higher. Exhale, low lunge, back knee down. Inhale, kneeling lunge, hips forward. Exhale, half splits, hips back. Inhale, low lunge, shift forward. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step up, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, lift your right foot. Exhale, airplane arm, warrior one. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior three, airplane arms. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, standing split. Deep breath, lift your heel. Exhale, low lunge, knee down. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Half splits. Low lunge, inhale. Tabletop exhale. Inhale to cow. Exhale, downward dog. One more time. Inhale, step up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair, left foot up. Exhale, warrior one, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior three, airplane arms. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step up, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair, lift the right foot. Exhale, airplane, warrior one. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior three, airplane arms. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, heel lifts. Exhale, lower the knee. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Half splits. Low lunge. Tabletop exhale. Cow pose, inhale. Exhale, downward dog to child's pose. All right. Don't get too comfortable in child's pose. We'll only be there for a brief period just to catch your breath and reestablish what's important here. All right? It's not how well these postures fit on you. It's how well you can breathe through them. The awareness you can cultivate. All right, one more breath in your child's pose. Good. Now, come up to your downward dog, lower your forearms to your dolphin. And I'm gonna interlace my hands. You guys can feel free to try this variation for your stance, or you can do parallel forearms. Another option is to hold the block or your prop in between your hands and kind of squeeze that together. All right? So take a comfortable position in your hands and then start to walk your feet towards your elbows. And let's do a leg lift. Use your bottom foot to shift the hips forward without moving the shoulders. So just find a couple of steady rocks and maybe there's a hop. And then switch legs. Lift it up. Use the bottom foot for a little push of the hips, trying not to move your shoulders. They are made of stone right now. And then travel back to forearm plank. Lower the hips. Sphinx pose. Lift your chest up and forward as you pull the shoulder blades down to your back. Tuck your tail, knit your low ribs together. Take a breath. And to child's pose. Deep breath. Deep breath. And let's try that one more time. Shift forward to your forearm plank. Find a comfortable position for your hands. And feel free to hang out in dolphin. Or feel free to try these leg lifts. Just trying to stack your hips over the shoulders. And if you fall right now and you're not hurt, can you see the humor in it? Can you see that it's just yoga and try not to take it too seriously? So if you can laugh at yourself, you guys laugh at yourself, all right? Find something funny about yourself and be silly, because life is silly. All right, and then back to Sphinx one more time. Pull the elbows back towards your ribs. Deep breath. And child's pose. Give yourself just a brief moment of rest. Pull the leaves out of your water. Two more breaths wherever you are. All right. Let's come up to your downward dog. And breathe in, lift your right leg. Exhale, step between the hands. I will lower your back heel all the way down so your front heel is in line with your back arch. Rise to your warrior two. Sink into your lunge, hug your legs in towards each other, and reach your arms across from each other. Breathe in, and breathe out. Good. Now take your arms up overhead. Stay in your lunge, and just lean forward. Now you can take a normal side angle by resting your arm on your leg or down towards the ground, or you can take a little more shoulder stability by leaving the arms overhead. Now, stay facing where you are. I'm just going to face this way to show you guys what I want to do. With your arms overhead, take that bottom arm and reach across your body towards or past the opposite hip, and your top arm is reaching in the opposite direction. Right, so you see how you're kind of reaching across yourself? I want y'all to feel that in your shoulders. Reach across yourself like this, and then reverse warrior, taking the left arm behind your back and your right arm up overhead. So here's a good place to work on that shoulder cue. With your right arm, the right shoulder blade is reaching up, the inside top is reaching down. Can y'all feel that right here? Breathe into it. Then exhale, reach across your body in that side angle. Inhale, reverse, reach behind your back. Exhale, reach across your body. All right, in case you're wondering, this is how it looks when I'm facing you. Okay. Breathe into reverse. And then on your exhale, keep the left hand behind your back. Just reach forward and shift forward into a half moon. All right. Good. Full breaths. Keep the hips open so your left toes point to the left rather than down. Good. Now, if it's available, bend your back leg and grab hold of the foot. All right, Shavasana. If you have your foot in your hand, kick into it. If not, just pull or draw the heel closer to your hip. Now rise up to your dancer pose. So let the hips and the chest just face forward. All right? Reach your right arm up. Keep that forward face of your hips and chest as you start to lean the chest forward and lift your chin up. Can I get one more breath right here? Beautiful. Fold forward and release. Breathe in for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more half lift. Breathe in. Exhale to tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog. Good. All right. Take a couple breaths before we continue moving. All right, back to your downward dog if you lost it. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Exhale, step between the hands. Heel to arch alignment and rise up to your warrior two. Deep lunge in your hips and reach wide across the chest. Shoulder blades downward towards the ears, chest broad, deep breath. Deep breath. All right, arms overhead, like you're holding something up here, and then lean. Trying not to turn downward, rather rotate the chest up towards the ceiling. Breathe. And breathe. Full breath, you guys. All right, this bottom arm reaches across past the right side hip. Top arm reaching over. Inhale, reverse. Right arm behind your back. Exhale, cross body side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle, cross body reach. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then in reverse, hold, reverse warrior. Breathe in as you lengthen, as you feel that lowering of the inside top shoulder blade. And then reach forward, shift forward into your half moon. Right, you can always rest your left hand on a block or on the ground. Remember, this is about the breath, so focus on that. Now bend your leg, grab hold of it if it's available. If not, just bend it. On an inhale, rise up. Straight spine, proud chest. Face your torso forward, not open to the side. So that when you lean forward in your dancer pose, you're square with the front. You're not opening. So we're stretching the front side more than the sideline. Breathe in and out. On an exhale, fold forward. Whenever you're ready. Breathe in and lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Fold to release. One more inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog. And child's pose. Take a moment to rest in your child's pose. I'll shift forward to your forearm plank. Let's try this forearm stand one more time. From forearm plank, adjust your arm position. Elbows under the shoulders, tiptoe towards your dolphin. And we're gonna be here 4 or 5 breaths. Feel free to work on dolphin or leg lifts or some gentle hops. Not trying to force the body anywhere. We're just taking it where it's ready to go. And lower down with your torso. Whenever you're done, feel free to continue playing. And instead of Sphinx this time, we're gonna take a wild cobra. So take your fingers out past the edges of your mat. All right, I'm just gonna show y'all. So you have this stance where your arms are wide, your chest is wide. All right, press the leg up. And exhale to dip your shoulder to the side. And on your inhale, come up. Exhale to twist and reach the shoulder down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Now, bring your arms down by your sides and just let your torso, your face rest on the ground. Interlace your hands at your low back, if that's available. If not, just reach your hands back. But feel the opening across your chest. Now draw your navel in, tuck your tailbone, engage your glutes, and then lift your legs and chest off the ground. Feel the opening across the chest. Feel a forward reach through the heart and the tuck of the ribs. One more breath here. And send your hips back to the heels. Child's pose. In your child's pose, reestablish your commitment to the breath. That's where your results are going to come from. It's where that good satisfaction you get after yoga comes from. Because you used your breath, not because you got a fancy posture. All right, now let's come on up and take this kneeling stance and place your hands just around the hips or the low back. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your ribs, lift your chest up and lean back so that the hips stay over the knees. And you can use your palms to support your low back so that we don't isolate this back bend just to the low back. Feel free to take your hands down to your heels if you want to go a little deeper. A couple more breaths here. One more breath. And come back up. Lower your hips down to the heels and just close your eyes. Feel any residual effects of that posture. Notice your heartbeat, the rate of your breath. Now let's shift your hips to the side and send the legs right out in front of you. Untuck your tailbone. You can wiggle your butt out from underneath. And then reach your arms up, breathe into it. Exhale, fold forward. And come down. All right. And you can keep your chest lifted to focus this stretch more on your hamstrings, or you can lower your chest down and that stretch will go throughout the whole back. 2 more breaths wherever you are. And come back up. Lower down to your back. Bring the knees up to your chest. You can take a happy baby if you like, or just lay here with the knees splayed open and just shift around a little bit. And reach your legs up into the air. And give them a moment. Just allow some of the blood to go from your feet up the legs. Some of the stuff that gets collected in your feet to have an easy time draining down. And then nice and slowly lower your legs down for Shavasana. I encourage you to stick around for Shavasana and give yourself this moment of stillness. Allow your body to soften, to release more fully into your mat. Allow your jaw to slacken. And any muscles in your mouth to release. Now for these next few minutes, let's try to release control. Release any desire to change anything or have anything different than this present moment. Okay, can we grow our acceptance of the present? Before you start to move, just take notice of anywhere that your mind ended up. And calmly return your attention to the feeling of just being here on the ground, the weight of your body on the mat. Now slowly fill the lungs all the way up. Take a long exhale. Deep breath in. Fully out. Now take a full body stretch. Reach through your arms overhead, point your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. And gather your knees up to your chest. Roll to the side and gradually make your way up to a seat. Just find your straight spine, your proud chest. And close your eyes. Take a moment to remember why you do this. What keeps you coming back to your practice? Now, bring your hands to prayer center, Anjali Mudra. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, take a bow. Namaste. All right, you guys. Thanks for checking it out today and moving your bodies. It's good for you. It's good for the people around you because you'll be more positive around them. And yeah, feel free to donate if you are able and willing. Then donate to the Teacher Relief Fund, blackswanyoga.com/live. We are a donation-based studio. We are teachers out of work right now, so thank you for supporting us. And then I'm on Instagram as Yoga for Sharing, so feel free to message me if you have requests for types of classes that you want to see, all right? Or questions about yoga postures, anything like that, all right? Yeah, well, you guys, thank you too, Roxy. Thank you for being here. Yeah, but you guys, great to be here. Great to still be able to do yoga and teach yoga together. You guys have an awesome day, and we'll see you soon, all right? Do it all over again. I had to get that last sneeze in there. All right, take it easy, y'all.